This is easily the most requested episode so far, suggested by Savage Bart, British Lad Productions, Racing Empire, and GR37A. Thank you, all of you. Another day, another Derby profile. Today's episode is on Encino. Let's go! First up, the stats. 4 starts, 3 victories, 1 second place finish, and earnings of $378,315. For major races, he has ran in 2 Kentucky Derby preps, each with 20 points each. He first won the John Battaglia Memorial in his 3rd starts, and then in his 4th start, he snuck into the Derby field with a win in the Lexington Stakes. For running style, most might say that he's a front-runner for his victory in the Lexington Stakes, and also the manner that he won his maiden race, but he really is a versatile and fluid horse with not necessarily an established running style, because in the John Battaglia Memorial, he stalked in about 5th place before making his move, and in his maiden debut, where he only lost by a neck, he completely missed the break, and was dead last, and still was able to make up a significant amount of ground on the Tapita to only lose by a short margin to a long shot. So he has come from dead last, has led the whole way, and has stalked just above mid-pack. So he's done a little bit of everything in just 4 races, which to me is also his greatest strength. Despite being a decent frontrunner, he's done a bit of everything and has handled trouble. Things have not gone his way multiple times in his races, and he still comes out smelling like roses. Also, if we're just going to talk about pedigree, which is something I'm not necessarily an expert in, but I know for sure that he is bred for the 1.25 miles. He is sired by a Kentucky Derby winner in Nyquist, and his dam is a half-sibling to Street Sense, another Kentucky Derby winner. And the dam sire, Bernardini, won the Preakness Stakes, and also won the Jockey Club Gold Cup at a 1.25 miles, and was second in the Breeders' Cup Classic. So 1.25 miles all the way around, despite mostly being a Tapita horse before this. Also, it helps that because he's been running at Turfway so much, he can navigate large fields. He's dealt with fields of 13 horses, which is above most other horses in this field. And even when he missed the break in a large field, he was still able to successfully navigate it and finish well, or also lead the large field. So he knows his way around a huge herd, so the 20-horse field is somewhat negated in comparison to other horses. But if we're going to talk about weaknesses, the furthest distance that he has won at is 1 1/16 miles. So it's going to be a significant jump to then go all the way to 1.25 miles. Even if he's bred for it, if he's not conditioned for it properly, he's not going to be able to handle the sudden jump. Although, that's up for the trainer to figure out. Also, he was scratched from the Bluegrass Stakes for the Lexington Stakes, specifically for a easier spot in the Kentucky Derby, which implies that if he had ran in the Bluegrass Stakes, he may not have even gotten into this Kentucky Derby field, and would have been beaten by Sierra Leone. But again, this might also be just because the Lexington Stakes was an easier spot for a horse who was making their dirt debut. If he had had a dirt race under his belt before the Bluegrass Stakes, maybe they would have kept him in, because they would have known better. Also, he's going to be the least well-rested horse in this field, as the Lexington is the final prep for the race. So we're going to have to see how much the short layoff is going to affect him on Derby Day. It might be only 1 week less than other horses, but it's still 1 less week of rest for Encino before his biggest test. Overall, I would say that Encino is a surprisingly good horse. The more I learned about him, the more I actually started to like him. I'd say that he's a horse with a minimal amount of starts, but each start shows a lot of character that I really appreciate in a Derby horse. He's naturally versatile and very talented, but he has the shortest layoff and the biggest jump in distance. Can he do it? We'll find out. For now, I'll give him an A- grade. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Derby Profile, and I will see you guys next time.